Hello, welcome back to my channel. With this video, I'm going to be explaining how to really build a strong acrylic nail as far as the apex goes and when it comes down to structuring extra long acrylic nails. I am using the whole entire tip. I'm not cutting this down at all. What you see me doing here is getting that tip to a crisp. This is the technique you want to use when clients want that real fine point with stiletto. You have to file the tip first before you even think about laying any type of acrylic. I'm not focusing on the middle of the nail as much as I am the end, and it really is just about a half an inch of filing I do. Then I even it all out, then I'm going to be leaving it alone. That fine point also comes from the shaping of acrylic, which you'll see me do later in the video. So now I'm going to just be going in and buffing out the line from where the tip meets the natural nail. And with my holy grail, which is the Mia Secret Extra Bond, which is basically going to be my primer for my acrylic. I use this really closely to the cuticles and to the side walls and also the middle of the nail. This young nail covered pink has me in a chokehold. I can't get enough of this stuff. The monomer I'm using, I'm going to have to really try to search to find the website so I can link this down below and show y'all what monomer. This monomer is only like 40 bucks and you get like, I think it's a quart, and it works really well with a lot of different acrylics. So that's why I really do like it. Going in and laying my first bead of acrylic is going to be at the tip. I like to have this bead be on the bigger side so that I'm not placing a whole bunch of beads. This bead is really going to structure out my shape when it comes to stiletto. When working with acrylic, at times I really noticed as of recently, keeping the acrylic off of the side of the nail helps with keeping the shape and the overall structure of the nail, and it doesn't bulk up. When I really wipe my sides clean and keep the acrylic on top of the nail, I have a much easier time as far as quickness and efficiency when it comes to filing because there's no acrylic there to file. So by keeping the sides down, it keeps your filing time down and it helps you keep your shape. That's going to be my first bead that I apply. Then I'm going to be going in my monomer and getting a smaller bead to apply next. That bead is going to go at the tip and I'm going to feather it out, blend it in. While my first bead isn't quite dry yet, I feather it out so that it blends seamlessly. You see this motion here of me wiping the sides? That's me getting the acrylic off of the sides of the nail tip. This motion here that I'm doing, once my acrylic is a little bit cured and hardened, I take my fingers and I pinch. That is going to give you that super crisp, sharp point to your acrylic. My next bead is now going to be working back onto the nail plate and getting that on there. Patting all sides of this bead is going to help with lifting and making sure that the acrylic is flush on the nail plate and also blended into your previous work. Now I'm going into my acrylic powder and I'm going to get a medium-sized bead, and this is going to be where I'm really starting to focus on my apex. This bead is not going to be small, it's going to be medium due to the fact that I'm really going for the hump of the apex with this bead. I'm patting it on all of my sides. I'm flushing it out as far as keeping it out of my sidewalls and out of my nail grooves so that I'm ensuring that it's going to not lift in 2 weeks or even a week. That's going to be a very important step to laying acrylic. This clip here, you're able to really see how flush it is on the nail plate. It's not bulky. You really want the edges to be thin. This is not going to quite be my cuticle bead, but it is going to be relatively close. The patting motion is going to be the most important step when dealing with getting closer and closer to the cuticle. And secondary to that is going to be wiping your sidewalls to catch any flooding. If you see flooding happening, you want to catch it while it's wet and wipe it away versus letting it harden. If you let it harden, it's going to be a lifting area and it's going to cause problems to your client. This is going in with my cuticle bead. The cuticle beads, you always apply a little bit above, more or less where you place your apex, and push it back into the cuticle. Try to avoid placing it at the cuticle and swiping up. You want to think more, place it at the apex and push down. Once I got into a place where my nails really starting to get bigger and it's really starting to be closer to finish, I go back up to where my apex is and I start applying acrylic only in that area. Patting, swiping, and blending are the three things I keep in mind when I'm focusing more or less on this area. I'm patting to keep the acrylic at the apex. I'm blending only to make sure that I don't have a line of demarcation. And blending, I keep the blending in mind because I like to work with my acrylic while it's wet and a little bit on the runnier side. That's how I'm able to blend in with the acrylic that's already laid. After cleaning off my brush with the cover pink, I go in with Old Faithful Mia Secret Clear. I personally use this technique because I don't like to do a whole bunch of filing. With the cover pink, you will be able to see, I don't think I showed it, but you'll be able to see like the humps, the bumps. That does not matter if you like to go in over top with your acrylic with clear. A wet bead of clear over top of your work is going to smooth everything out and it's going to give you the opportunity to allow the clear to seep into the places to smoothen and round out that nail. And that's all I really use this clear for. The clear more or less goes never really at my apex, but on top and at the cuticle. That way when I'm filing, it's all going to blend in and it's all going to seem seamless. Turning that nail to the side, you'll really be able to see my imperfections, and that's how I'm able to know where I need to place clear acrylic for my application. Bead for the cuticle, a really small bead, and I really feather that out because I don't want it to get very bulky in this area. So I place it and I just smooth it over. Once it's smooth, I'm going to leave it alone. And so here I start to focus on the tip. I know that the tip needs a lot of work because it's relatively thin here, and because I work on nails and I have a kid and I use my nails as tools, I like a thicker nail, so I will be placing clear at the end just to really strengthen it and give it some structure because it is an extra long nail given that I didn't cut the tip off like at all. So you can see here when I turn my nail to the side, the apex is very strong, but the tip to me isn't to satisfaction. So I'm going to be focusing more or less here, getting that to be a little bit thicker and level with the apex. And then I'll be going on to the next step, which is filing the nail. This here is me just checking my work, seeing where I need to add or what I can just file away. I'm pretty sure I'm done here, so that's why I'm cleaning off my brush, capping on my products. Whenever you're about to start filing, the biggest tip I could tell y'all is cap your products, close them up, because you don't want nail dust in your acrylic, because then it's going to start to always act funny and you're going to be wondering why. And it's because you probably leave your caps open and your tops off. So, anywho, this is me filing. I'm just getting the sidewalls, nothing too crazy here. I hate this bit. This bit is so scary. This bit here, that's just a flat top, will slice your fingers up. And to me, I would never use a bit like this on clients. I know people who do, and they don't cut people up. I do though, and I'm using my non-dominant hand, so I'm really trying to be careful. But it's the only bit I have right now that's clean, so I'm only going to be using it as a debunking. I'm debunking the nail on places where I'm trying to eliminate my hand filing time so I don't have to take as long. So I don't really get too close to my cuticle because I'm really scared, but I'm just taking my apex down just a tad because I did put that clear over top, so it made it a little bit bulky in places I didn't want it to. After that, I'm going in with a 100, I think this is a 180 grit file, and I just start yakking away. I start at the apex, smooth it out. I don't get too close to my cuticles with my hand file just because I don't like the feeling of the file on my skin. And I do notice that on clients, sometimes it really will slice you up, especially a brand new file on the client. It's going to leave them sore, and I don't like doing that. So I try not to get super close and working on my apex, then I just work down on the nail. When I say I'm working on my apex, all I'm trying to do is visually get the look and the appearance of smoothness. Because I put that clear on top, you just have to do a little bit of hand filing and almost refining of the acrylic to make it all look one shape. Then from there, I just start inching my way down as you see me doing here, and I'm getting my sides as I do that, but really just getting the front half, not the half, but like front side of the nail down. Then I work on the sides, then I'm going to be working down on the tip. So now, just in small sections, I'm just working my way down the nail. I'm feeling it, seeing if it's smooth or not, and then, and then I'm just going to be making my way down and getting my sides. The sides really shouldn't have to do too much, and when you do focus on your sides, try to think of how many swipes you did on one side, do the same amount on the other side. Getting a wonky nail is so easily no, getting a wonky nail is so easy to achieve because it's stiletto. So just keep it very minimal and you'll see progress. The more you practice, the more you'll know, okay, this is cool. Because any more than this, I'm gonna start making it look wobbly. This is when I go in with my fine grit sanding band around the cuticle. I seal my cuticles, my side walls, and I do any slight debulking with this because you can lose your shape quickly with this. So very light, and then I probably go back in with my hand file to smoothen out the mistakes and wonkiness I created with the drill. Now I'm going in one last time with my hand file and just getting my tip back right. And I'm also going around the nail one last time because sometimes when you use the e-file does make divots and dents. So I like to smooth it out before I go in with my buffer. When I use the buffer, I'll probably forever use cuticle oil when I buff out because it makes the nail literally like a canvas. When you plan on doing nail art, this is the best tip to use the cuticle oil because it makes it so smooth and it gets those really fine lines buffed out. Here it's just going to be a lint-free white with some alcohol on it to get all of the dust off and anything left over. And it's going to be the final product, y'all. Y'all see that? Look at that point. Look at the apex. Look at everything, the sidewall to sidewall application, the whole nine. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It's my little 2 cents on helping y'all get that application right, along with the stiletto nail with a good apex. Stay tuned for more videos. I appreciate y'all. Bye.